Hello and welcome to Catherine's Garden and Home. So I have been working with the bush beans, and I planted them in earlier in the spring, and they grew and bloomed, and I got a harvest. I've been eating them even while I'm out in the garden. So now it's time to remove those bush beans and place something else there. And I think I'm going to put back the beans and do the beans again, because it was so productive and so successful. And I have 58 days till harvest, so I think I have enough time to harvest the beans. If I plant them now and I go through the month of August and into September, I should have a harvest of string beans so that I can eat with my pumpkins and my other winter squash and so forth. So let me go and get started with that. Come and join me here at Catherine's Garden and Home. And if you have not subscribed to Catherine's Garden and Home, now is the time to do that, so that you can be a part of this adventure as I experiment and enjoy the garden and eat from the garden and take it from garden to table. Yes, eating what we have planted, because this is the harvest time. So thank you so much for clicking, and I hope you'll enjoy this time with me in the garden. These string beans have been here, and I really do need to pull them up. They are going to full seed, but let me just pull some of them up so that you can see. I don't know if they're still edible like this, but definitely look at that. Yeah. I've been avoiding it, but I need to do it now. Oh, so I think I'm going to take these over to the deck and pull the beans. And those beans that are edible still, eat them. But here in this section, I don't think it's too late to sow some more string beans, because they are really delicious. Move some of this other stuff from here. All right, so this is some form of squash. I'm wondering if this is a butternut squash, but it is definitely going up. And here's another one. You know, the thing is, maybe if I get a pole or something, I don't know, some kind of structure here for them to rest on, might be a good thing. Or fencing. Now next year I'm going to remove this hosta from this corner, I think, because I need this. This is valuable space, and I have plenty of hostas all over the garden, but I think I might have to move this corner one, or just divide it so that I can get into this space, because here's the pathway down, and I don't know, we'll see. This morning I'm going to work on these tomatoes. They are experiencing tomato black spot and discoloration. So I'm going to try and remove some of the lower branches so that they will get plenty of airflow. But as you can see, the tomatoes are doing fantastic. I already came out and I harvested them that were here, so that's why you don't see any red ones, but it is really flourishing and moving up. And this is the grape tomatoes. These are so delicious, and right here is a good spot because they are fairly big compared to some that I have in another area. But this is the patio tomato, and they have been resting on the marigolds, which has been a blessing for them, I believe, because they are not on the ground. But I do need to come in and do some maintenance here. There are a lot of mosquitoes out, and so I want to get busy before they take over and chase me out of here. There's one other thing I wanted to show you too, is with the corn. My corn is doing very, very well. I have the corn tops, but I also see over here that they're actually developing corn right there on that one. And the corn stalks are just so beautiful. I think this was a good idea to plant the corn here. Something that I will be doing again in the future. I might just make this whole area for corn, since I see that they're willing to produce for me. Isn't that beautiful? So this is the area I'm going to be working on right here, and I think it's going to look really nice. I'm going to remove also those plants there. Let me see, milkweed. The milkweed. I have some in another location, but I'm going to cut them back so that it's not so overpowering here. And I do need to cut back these marigolds because my cabbages are doing fantastic, and I just love the color right here in the garden. So this is where I am so far in this process. Just removing the dead leaves, and many of them became dried up. So that's not so bad. And what I'm doing is resting the tomatoes on these marigold plants, which is very good because it's keeping it up off of the ground, but also providing whatever it is that marigolds provide as far as protection from bugs and other things. So I remember watching Laura from Garden Answer, and she had something like this, not like this, but an overgrown tomato plant, and it was just a mess, and she said that she just had to go hard with it and remove all of the spent leaves and things, and you know, that would help to rejuvenate the plant. So that is my intention, knowing that these are the types of plants that you don't want to cut off the tops of. So I'm aware of that and trying not to cut the top off so that it can continue to grow and flower, because you can see that there are still some more buds at the top here. So it's a matter of giving them some support and allowing them to get the airflow that they need so that they can continue to produce. They're doing very well, actually. I also harvested the string beans. I just pulled them up from the area near the herbal tea garden, and I just rested them here because I wanted to continue to work in the garden. Well, the sun has dried out the leaves. So here are the beans, and some of the beans are slightly green. I don't know if they're really edible still, but they're here. That's the potential eating harvest. And then these have dried out, and I checked it out, and I have seeds. So I'm going to plant in those beans so that I can have some more of these wonderful string beans. They were so tasty. And then here is the other batch. What I'm thinking is that if I let them stay out here in the sun, that they'll dry out, and then I'll be able to shell them and possibly plant some. Definitely these here, I believe, can be planted because they're really going through the whole process. But I just wanted to show you my string bean harvest, at least for today. And I may not be able to eat them, but at least I have the seeds in which I can plant some more. Then I'll have plenty to eat. I think I'm going to save some also for next year. These are the beans that I planted over in that area by the herbal tea garden, and I harvested them. They were delicious, just like what they said, and I waited kind of late. So these are still kind of green, and these were about to turn, and I shelled those that were really dry, and this is what it looks like. But these are how the beans appeared in the container. So I'm not sure, but I believe that I'm going to plant some of these beans and see what happens. It says Bush Snap and Improved Bush Blue Lake 274, 6-inch stringless pods with more flavor and tenderness. Sow in average soil in full sun after danger of frost. Spring to early summer in rows 18 to 30 inches apart. Sow seeds about 3 inches apart and cover with 1 inch of fine soil. Firm lightly and keep evenly moist. Seedlings emerge in 7 to 14 days. Thin to stand about 6 inches apart when seedlings are 1 or 2 inches tall. So I believe that I can sow another batch of these seeds because it takes 58 days to harvest, and that to me I think is enough time to plant something, because that's like 2 months, right? So that would be August into September. So I should be able to have something to harvest by September. But I am curious about planting my own seeds here, and I'm surprised that they look different from the seeds that are in the package. If you know more about this, let me know. in the comments section. But the seeds are beautiful. The seeds that that came from my garden. These are some beautiful seeds. But yes, I am going to go out there and sow my bush beans. I have my envelope and my permanent marker here, and I'm going to label this bush beans 2021. Catherine's garden. And I'm going to put these beans in this envelope so that I'll know that it's what it is, and just mark it. So so these are the burpees seeds, and these are from my garden. I'm going to plant them in and see what we get. And then I'm going to store this. Now I'm going to leave these out here, let them dry out. We are expecting rain though, so I might have to put them in a different area, but yeah. Let's see what happens with all of this. The garden here is just so beautiful. The garden is just so beautiful, and it's nice to be out planting if it weren't for the mosquitoes who are loving my blood. But I'm glad to be able to harvest and to plant here in my herbal tea garden. I was able to come and clean out this area where the string beans were, the bush beans, and so I'm going to plant the bush beans right back here. And I also have some beets, a beetroot that I'm going to plant here as well. So because the ground is nice and clear, I'm just going to create like a little path here, and it's already labeled right in the same spot. And I have the two types of beans here. The beans that grew here, and I'm going to just plop them in like that. So because I'm recording this, I'll know that the beans that are up here in this section are the homegrown beans, and hopefully we'll have a good harvest. The mosquitoes are good. But it's going to rain it's going to rain tonight, so at first I was going to wait till tomorrow morning to sow these. I decided no, that I will do it now, even though I'm not really dressed for it to be out here. But any time is a good time. So, to right about here are my own seeds. Now let's put the homegrown seeds. Let's put the other beans right here. So Let me gather them together. And, ooh, there's a worm. Mosquitoes are horrible. I try to garden in the morning so that I don't have to deal with the mosquitoes in the afternoon. Hopefully I did a halfway decent job. I think they smelled my blood. But I'm going to get the rest of these beans in. Oh, they're out now. But I'm getting them in. Alright, so now I have this tape here for the I have the tape here for the beetroot. So I'm going to put the beetroot down at this end and get out of here because they are biting me. Alright, so they say just put the tape down like that for the beetroot and then just cover it with soil. Cover it up. Oops, there's my bean. Alright, so I'm not going to water them in. I'm going to let Mother Nature handle that. But, so this section is the beans that we grew. And then from here to here, it's about the beans, the birthday beans, and then from here to here, the tape. So we'll see what happens. Oh, look at the butterfly. By the way, I cleaned up this area here and it looks really nice. So now the tomatoes are going to get the sun. And the corn is looking really good, the corn stalk. I'm just so impressed with that. I cleaned up the area here too so that the path is clear. But this was my work for the morning. And it really was worth it. So now I can see my beautiful tomatoes. I harvest them early. I just love them. They're so delicious. And even these little ones too. They'll get the rain when it falls. So I think my cleanup work today was very productive, very successful. I even cleaned up around my fig tree too, which is about to ripen. The fruit is about to ripen. And you can see into this area here. I like that. Ooh, the butterflies. If you like this video, then like, share, and subscribe. Comment down below. What do you think about me planting the beans down back where they were before, and then testing out my own beans from the plants that I planted versus the burpee beans? So we'll see what happens. It's an experiment. But the mosquitoes got me real good. They bit up my legs, so I'm going to go and put some ointment on so that I don't get any sort of bumps. So thank you so much for joining me here at Catherine's Garden and Home. And if you haven't subscribed, subscribe, like, and also hit the notification bell for more videos, and share this video with your friends and family, and that they can enjoy the summertime in my garden, Catherine's Garden and Home. For more videos, like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. And thank you so much for watching. See you next time right here in Catherine's Garden. Bye.